we're gonna talk about the advanced breakdown of what it means to squeegee the window so that we can practice proper technique. If you practice right, you'll be very good and you'll be able to pick up speed in the future. If you practice wrong, you're pretty much always going to be slow. You can still get the window to look good, but you're going to be slow. Speed is important in that in my company, we incentivize sales, commissions, things like that, production bonuses, which means you want to be quick because you want to be able to get production bonuses, you want to have time to do bids and make more income. So the squeegee technique I'm going to do is going to look like this. I'm going to go up, I'm going to change my angle, so I'm going to write that down here, angle. I'm going to come straight over here, never curving, and at this point here, I'm going to drop 90 degrees. Just like the corner of the window is 90, my technique here is 90. Here, here. Right here, I'm going to rotate, okay? And I'm going to be cutting. My squeegee angle is going to be like this. There's the handle, here's the blade. I'm going to be cutting. In this case, I'm going to actually cut all the way down, okay? From this point, I'm going to come back up and get some of the water here. Let's see, water's like this, okay? And I'm going to come down back to, not necessarily the corner, but to wherever I didn't clear the water, which should be about here. So there's some water here, and I'm going to change the angle of my squeegee here, and I'm going to cut into the window here. So here's my handle, and here's my squeegee. And I'm going to cut all the way down to the bottom. That takes care of all my edges. At that point, I'm going to focus on the mountain technique, which looks like this. And at this point, you finish the window and close. So we're going to see exactly how this looks that is drawn up. One more time, I'm going to point the important parts. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to come up and cut the window. So there's a cut here, there's a cut here, the whole distance, there's a cut here, and there's a cut here. So I'm cutting and angling once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The extra motion is in the beginning. Otherwise, it's just the number of frames that I'm covering. I'm going to angle the squeegee here so that it cuts. I'm going to rotate and angle here so that it cuts. I rotate and angle here so that it cuts. Why do you cut? You cut so that you don't leave water on the glass like this. Okay? That's exaggerated, but not exaggerated, it looks like this. That's going to drip, and I'm going to have to wipe that with a towel or it has a chance to run into the center of the window. You'll see that on route work. If I cut, it goes all the way to the rubber and you won't have to wipe that with a towel. So let's get the window wet. I'm going to double scrub in order to get off my marker. And I'm going to start up, angle and cut, angle and cut. Get the water, angle and cut, and then the final motion until it's time to close. So those are all your terms: angle, cut, close. Next we're going to do what's called fanning. I just call it up, over, down. So in this part, the window's properly wet. We're going to be literally going up, over, and down. I accentuate that because it makes you get your corner. You change the angle of your squeegee, and you come up, over, down, up, over, down, up, over, down, and close. So breaking that down further, we're going to talk about obtuse and acute. Those are angles. I know everybody loves math as much as I do, so we're going to talk about angles. If this is your base, and this is 90 degrees, this would be 45, this would be 33. This would be acute, 90, obtuse. If your squeegee is obtuse, what do you see? A rainbow, okay, without the colors. Not very professional. If your squeegee is acute, now I'm going to make this look obtuse at one point, and then I'm going to try to explain why it's acute. Okay, so you'll saw my squeegee, technically, I'm going to follow the angle here. As I'm moving, you need to prevent a short turn, which is this. In order to do that, you have to be going in a sideways motion to rotate the squeegee. Like that. Okay, short turn is this, that's a no-no. So to keep this acute and still go in an arch, you're actually doing this only in an arching fashion. It's actually acute to the water the entire time. Okay, so let's try to draw a line with the water. Ignore that motion. We have the line of water. We're going to go obtuse with the water, creates that, which is not good. And then we'll go acute with the water. So here's my water line here. You can see it. And I'm going to keep the squeegee acute with the water. That is how you prevent leaving the line. There's still a line, it's just over here. I'll display that now. If my angle is this way, the line is over here. If my angle is this way, the line is over here. If my angle is straight, and let's shorten up what we're doing. So my squeegee fits in there. If my angle is straight, it's harder to see, but there's a baby line here and a baby line there. You can see it more up here. It's hard to see. But basically, a flat squeegee is not doing what you think it is. It still pushes water out. Traveling slow and fast could make the difference. If I travel slow, you'll have maybe less that comes out, or fast, I'm not sure which. Let's cover in some of the angles. The short turn is the number one thing people struggle with, and not getting their corners. So that's why the mountain is easier for people, but if you do the S or fanning technique or up over down, the short turn happens by forgetting to rotate. So here I'm going to forget to rotate and I'm going to get to here. Uh-oh, well if I go to turn it, I just skip my corner. You can't quite see it. I skip my corner. And then if I go down and I forget to rotate, I caused half of the sail. There's a little curve in here, and I'll explain that. Then I'm likely to miss this. Okay, if I forget to rotate, watch this angle here of the tip of the squeegee. Did it go straight over or did it curve down? Okay, it did not go straight over, it curved down. So what that does is leaves this motion here. So there you have a sail of a boat that's sideways. To prevent that, you need to focus on not short turning. The pivot of the squeegee cannot be the middle. It's not allowed to do this. It's very awkward, it's hard on your wrist. It needs distance to travel. So if I focus on training this, okay, we're going to just draw a line and cut the window in half. And I'm going to pretend that this is a metal frame. The metal frame actually helps you not short turn, because the squeegee can't go past the metal frame. No matter how much you try to turn into it, it forces the squeegee to go out and in. Okay? This tip is going out and then in. So if you're loose on your grip, this will guide you to not short turning again. And you notice the water motion goes out and then in. Okay? You can practice that without the frame by pretending there's a frame. So here, my line comes down. So my goal here is to start here and end here. 45 this way, 45 this way. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to rotate the squeegee, and now I'm cutting. And my goal is to leave a little line this whole way. If that line starts to look like this, that didn't leave a line here. If my line looks like this, I'm not practicing it right. So your goal for this is to actually just practice. First, start by making yourself a clean line. And you're going to start at this angle, and you're going to just practice letting your squeegee stay in a straight line on this tip. On this side, again, it goes out and in. You have to have a loose grip. I teach guys like this. If you're going to squeegee with your thumb, that would really hurt if I press on the window. this is how loose your grip could be for the squeegee to still do its job. Okay, there's no pressure there, or that would really hurt my thumb. So if you see the whites of your knuckles, you're doing it wrong. Loosen up. That's it.